Today we're talking Ssahng Nats. If you're not familiar with Ssahng Nats, Ssahng Nat was originally, like many Korean weapons, was a farm tool, and it's a really cool weapon. There's a couple different ATA options. We start off in ATA with one of these two types. So you have two options of Ssahng Nats that you'd like to choose. You use these in a pair when you do Ssahng Nat. This particular style right here is more like the original style, the Dragon ATA. Here's what it looked like up close though. It has ATA martial arts. It's got a dragon on the other side, and then the official ATA stamp. This is a good beginner Ssahng Nat to train with. It's pretty well balanced. Sits right in the center of the hand. What you're looking for when you balance your Ssahng Nat is that you're able to place about the center of the stick in your hand, and it doesn't tip one way or the other because you're going to grip it in the center versus the top or the bottom. The other nice thing about this Ssahng Nat is it has these little holes right here in the plastic blade. And what's nice about that is it gives you a really cool sound. I'm not sure if you can hear that coming through, but it gives you a really nice sound. So if you're competing or demonstrating, it sounds really cool when you're doing your Ssahng Nat form. It's also got a safety tip, so unlike me, who stabbed myself and was bleeding first time I used the Ssahng Nats, you're not going to cut yourself with the rubber foam tip. The other style Ssahng Nat we have is the folding blade Ssahng Nat. This is my preferred Ssahng Nat to use if I'm not using a metal XMA style. And the folding Ssahng Nat is really nice because it folds. It has a little tightening screw right here to lock it down. Folds here, locks into place, and then just give it a little screw in here to tighten it down. And what's nice is when you're traveling, when you're putting in your bag, it takes up less space this way. And plus, these tips are vulnerable. So when I see someone have to replace their Ssahng Nat, like I had to with my first pair of these, it's because this plastic is a little bit vulnerable for breakage. And it's usually not that it's not durable. Like if you drop it while you're training, it's probably not going to break. But if you happen to have it step on it, or it's in your bag and it's at the bottom of your bag, and you throw something on top of your bag, you throw it in your trunk, and this catches. It's a little bit flexible, but it's only going to bend so far before it breaks. So far, I have not seen one of these break with the folding feature. It's just a little bit less to worry about when you're transporting it. It's also what I like about this style. This is my preferred style. This handle, for one, is a lot thicker. Not thicker, but a lot more rigid, I guess. So it's a pretty strong plastic, so it feels substantial. It feels more like having a piece of wood in your hand versus like a rubbery, foamy covered plastic material. Here's what it looks like. It's got some detail carved into the handle here. You notice the Ssahng Nats a lot of them have a little hole at the bottom. In fact, these XMA ones came with a rope. You can actually, it's like a lanyard. You can wrap it around your wrist and then you can spin it around your wrist. But that's not really something in the Songahm Taekwondo style of Ssahng Nat that you're going to use. So the first thing you're going to do is take that off and throw it away. The other thing that's nice is it has this rubberized grip right here. So that helps you to really hold on to it. Now the other style, because that is textured, it also gives you a little bit of grip. But this is just a little bit more I don't know, grippy, for lack of a better term. This one also has these grooves for your fingers, and that's one of the best parts, is the grooves. Your fingers can really just get right into there when you take your grip on the Ssahng Nat. This one is pretty well balanced too, sits right in the middle. Here's your blade, it's got the ATA logo on it. It's just a little bit more decorative looking. Looks a little bit more like a real thing versus just some sort of training tool. Also, if you look at the profile, this is simply a round barrel where this Ssahng Nat is flattened. It's a little bit rounded on the back edge, which fits in your palm. And of course, this is profiled very nicely right here. So this is rounded nicely. It has this little this little notch here. So I guess if you weren't holding it correctly, it would help keep it from slipping out, but you shouldn't be holding it down here on the end anyway, so I'm not really sure why that exists. It looks kind of nice though. But the best part is the sides are flat. So this is very like squared off. And the nice thing about that is as you're doing twirls and rolls, figure eights with your Ssahng Nat, this one's staying pretty nicely in my hand, but as you're learning it, if you're not super experienced or you're really trying to do like super finger type rolls for XMA or thumb rolls, as you're rolling it around in your hand, the blade tends to spin around on you. So you start with your nice twirl, and by the time you're finished, it's turned, and you're having to do some adjustment in the middle of your form, and it doesn't look so great. The nice thing about this square surface is as you roll it, it just doesn't move. Your thumb and your finger pinch it in there. So even when you're going different types of rolls through your fingers, or palm roll, different types of manipulations, because the handle's squared off as you're rolling it and you're doing different manipulations, it's just easier to get that nice tactile feel, and you're able to pinch it so that the blade is always facing the right way. No matter what kind of twirl, it's facing the right way when you complete your twirl. So that's why I prefer this style Ssahng Nat. This one might be your preference. Either way, Ssahng Nat's a really cool weapon, and it's time to start training. So we'll see you in class.